What's up, everybody? Welcome back to In My Bag. Today, I am joined by the one, the only Jay Glazer. Jay, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, my pleasure. How you doing, brother?
Oh, life is good, and I know it's going really well for you as well. You got a new supplement line, Unbreakable Performance. You teamed up with GNC for that, and your MVP program. I noticed you were wearing the shirt. I'd love for you to just kind of start off. Tell me a little bit more about what you're doing right there.
Look, for me, this is a dream come true. First store I ever went to as a kid on my own was GNC. And because I got into working out early on. To help the physical part, to really help the mental health. Even early as a kid, I didn't have a lot of self-worth. So I try to kind of build myself up here when in fact it really built me up here and in here. So for GNC to be the first store I ever went to and bought something on my own as a kid, and now to have my own product line there is incredible. And it was just, I opened up Unbreakable years ago, same thing. Like I deal with depression, anxiety, really bad gray. And the ways for me to get through gray are to always have a team. And that's why I fought in the early days. And I've still coach guys and coached over 1,000 NFL players and fighters and different athletes, because I need a team to help deal with the roommates in my head. And when their gray is getting bad, to slice through and get a little blue. And our place Unbreakable is different. We really build you from the inside out. And that's how MVP was born, also out of that gym. That's where the folks at GNC looked at our place and they saw the excitement that happened there, because it's like our gym is like the Super Bowl and the Oscars wrapped up in one every day. It's really unbelievable. But this team and the community that we built, and we're able to now kind of build this community and team and reach out to the masses and bring them into our team, which for me, once again, I need a team to get me through the gray.
How supportive is that NFL community for you? And especially, it also just happens to be your job.
It's interesting. As I've gotten, I guess, more successful, done more things, and I still to this day do the same stuff I did when I started this career. I go to training camp tours, and I go usually for 40 days from camp to camp to camp to camp. I'll still go to the Senior Bowl and the Combine, and just I work my butt off. And at times people go, "Why you still do this?" And I said, "Because you guys are my family. Like this is my, I have my family, but you're my family. It's my team. Even though I cover you guys, I feel like football is family. So I've continued to grow with them and kind of rely on those relationships. I rely on the relationships to give me scoops, but I also rely on the relationships so I have a team for my own mental health."
You have so many different roles. You're an NFL insider, you're a trainer, you're an MMA analyst, an actor. Which of those is the most gratifying? Which is the hardest? And which is the one, if you were forced to, that you'd give up?
No, I wouldn't give it any up. Not a shot. I guess the only thing, look, coaching guys, like, listen, I trained Alden Smith throughout this whole pandemic, and in it, doing a bunch of the hand fighting and the striking we were doing, he tore my labrum here and flapped over and got stuck in the joint, 2 tears in the rotator cuff, and 2 bone spurs, and then I trained him for another 5 months like that. And I always talk about this unbreakable mindset. Like our fighters, we don't take a stool in between rounds. Our football players, I'm always like, don't put our hands on our hips. Don't show that we're tired. We can control it right here. And if you don't show anybody you're tired, you don't show that you're hurting, you don't show you're in pain, you don't give up that mental edge. But then they start looking at you as that round goes or as that game goes. And they start, our fighters are pacing back and forth in between rounds. And they're kind of looking at them going, why does that dude not sit down? Why is Randy Couture still standing up in between rounds? I've just beaten this guy and beaten this guy. And he's standing up, winking and smiling. And it's almost like, like when you're a little kid and you're exhausted, you're on the ground, and your friend or your brother or your sister comes up and they twang you. All of a sudden you jump up and run after them, right? You can control it right here. So, I love coaching. I love getting greatness out of guys. But I guess the physical toll that it's taken on me, I've had a ton of surgeries. I've herniated C2, 3, 4, 5, L1, L2. I've ruptured that twice or 3 times. L4, L5, that's won 4 times. Man, I've broken a lot, and I'm damn proud of it. I'm really proud of my scars, and that's kind of what this unbreakable line, represents. Be proud of your scars. Or for those who want to build yourself up here, or also for everybody who feels like they need help building themselves up from the inside out. And that's our motto. We build you up from the inside out. And that means, we're doing that with, we recover you like crazy and unbreakable. So we're giving you your pre-workout drink, your aminos. Actually, in our gym, as you walk in, we hand you your pre-workout drink. Halfway through your workout, we have someone come over and hand you your aminos in between to give your workout a boost. And at the end, we tailor your shake, but it's required of all our clients because we really want to build you up for the inside out. Now, and by the way, as far as the one that I like the most, the one I got the kick out of the most was, well, obviously I love my Fox NFL Sunday family, and I've been doing that forever, but doing Ballers and suddenly being an actor, which, trust me, I'm not an actor. I'm playing my normal jagoff self on a show, and it's just, and me and The Rock and Omar Benson Miller and Troy Garrity and J-Dub, and it's so funny. And I would sit there all the time, like, look up at God on set, like, God, are you serious? Like, is this really happening? Thank you, my best friend, God Almighty. So it was pretty fun. And like, I always got to hit my time at Fox because it's live TV. When we're doing Ballers, we had scripts, and I would always play up that, look, I'm not an actor, so sometimes they bring me scripts and we'd be going over stuff, and the lines would be something, it was hokey, and I'd look at The Rock or our producer Steve Levinson, I'm like, dude, are you kidding me with this? Really? Are you kidding me? And they just like, just let him be. Just let him be. And it was like, they ended up having what they called told me there was scripts and then Glazer scripts, which means I'm probably just not going to follow it because I'm not an actor. So it's good to be able to do something when there's no pressure on.
It's good to be able to freelance. The NFL yesterday put a really positive spin on how this season is going and the fact that they haven't had to cancel any games. What's been the reaction from the players? Do they feel the same way?
It's mixed. Some are, especially guys in the Ravens this week, they were pretty pissed. Guys in the Steelers were, well, Mike Tomlin just goes, doesn't matter. I talked to him the other day. He's like, we're good. We'll roll with whatever. Guys in the Ravens were pretty pissed. And, I think as much as, look, just do your damn job. There was a strength coach in there who decided not to have his mask on and who didn't believe in it and put his tracker down. Well, that's why that thing went crazy, because they couldn't trace to who he was around. And he was grabbing guys, and he was face to face. And then he ended up giving it to the team chaplain, got it. The girl who gives the masks out on the sideline got it, and no fault of their own. So, man, just be smart. Just don't be selfish. Whether you believe in it or don't believe in it, if it's the rules, and now you just saw what can happen, because there are guys' wives now who got it, and, man, just be smart about it. And it's, for us, I know that the NFL, we're escapism. And some people are looking at, oh, we shouldn't be. Man, I'm glad we are playing for escapism, for to give people some sort of welcome distraction. And it's, you can go either way on it, but I'm glad we have this distraction. That I think, we can complain about whatever we want, and we have a lot of complaints that are warranted. This thing plays by its own set of rules, and for every time we come out acting like we all know, we don't know. We have no idea. This has its own set of rules, and we need to be compassionate for those that it's affecting. I'm just, I'm hoping that we can give some sort of escape to those who want it.
Yeah, you mentioned that this is a fluid situation and everybody's just trying to do their best. Last week, the Fox crew had to be split up because of some of the new rules. Where do things stand right now with the Fox pregame show, and what are the plans for this coming week and any weeks that follow?
No, we're good. We test constantly over there. Yeah, we are. But as this uptick's gone on, I think we, like even the other day, we just kept as a group reminding each other, like, hey, we got to be careful. We can't be lax. There's others that we are responsible for, other family members that we're responsible for. So we just got to make sure that we're being selfless, not selfish.
You also talked about the Steelers. Do you think that they're going to go undefeated in the rest of the regular season? That Bud Dupree injury hurts.
Yeah, it really does hurt. And it's, that team, listen, I think last year, because they had so many injuries last year and they still didn't have a losing season, this year going into the season, they looked at it like, man, we really are a next man up type of team and we can withstand anything. And once their stars came back, their confidence just went through the ceiling. And I think it's a lot easier for teams this year who have been together. That's why you're seeing the Pete Carrolls, the Sean Paytons, and the Mike Tomlins have success, because it's really hard to build a culture in 3 weeks, which is what happened. Guys are coming in, they get a few weeks, there's no preseason games, they barely get to work with each other. Football is about culture. And you're trying to build a winning culture and undo losing that happened in the last regime, or sometimes last years or decades in some organizations. And that's really difficult when you just have a couple of weeks. You need to get your hands on these guys for a while.
So what do you think, 16-0 or no?
It's really hard. Man, it's just because there are some games that just bad bounces don't go your way. I can never predict a 16. It's only happened once, so I can't say it. But I think Mike Tomlin's doing as good a job. I think Mike Tomlin, and it's so funny, guys are talking about Coach of the Year right now, and they're almost overlooking the obvious. Like, they're undefeated. How is there anybody else being discussed right now? I mean, he's undefeated. That's it. That's the name you put in the ballot.
Do you think Roethlisberger deserves more MVP talk? I actually wrote an article saying that he deserves Comeback Player of the Year, which I don't think he'll win over Alex Smith for the obvious reasons. But do you think he deserves more MVP talk as well?
And listen, like I said, I trained Aldon Smith. Nobody deserves Comeback Player of the Year more than Alex Smith. Like, he is an inspiration. Just what he'll be able to do for his kids for the rest of their lives, just his family, to show you, because he's not supposed to have his leg, much less walk, much less run, much less play in a game ever, much less win a game. It's ridiculous. And I talked before about being unbreakable, and he and I have talked about it. He truly shows what you're capable of between the ears and behind the ribcage. That's a different guy right there. And we all have it. Every single one of us has it. It's just a couple times in your life you're faced with that crossroads of, find out who you are. And I'm hoping with our line and with these stories, because our unbreakable ambassadors like Kirstie Ennis, they're just incredible. And I hope that we're able to show people to take that right path when you have the opportunity to step up and run towards your own greatness.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Jay, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Everybody make sure you go out there and get those Unbreakable Performance supplements for sure. You can find them at GNC stores. So
let me just say this if I can. It's not just, for me, it's not just a supplement line. GNC is also partnering with us at MVP, merging vets and players, where we are taking former combat veterans and merging them together with former pro athletes, so the two sides could build each other up in the transition. And we're in 5 locations right now. More than 50% of our MVPers attempted suicide before meeting us. And in the 5 years and 5 locations since meeting us, we have had 0. We have not lost a single one. That's why it's important for us to expand. So GNC, portion of all these proceeds go to expanding out MVP, and also on GNC.com at the register, you could donate also to help build our family and build, our combat vets deserve it, and they deserve, for all that they do for us, and to come back home and have it so difficult. Man, I'm going to do whatever I can to help this crew out, because they deserve it.
A really worthy cause. Thank you for bringing light to that too.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.